Welcome back. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. I'm going to share with you the biggest mistake a potential co-living operator are making if they wish to enter this new asset class. Now, before I do that, I want to share with you at this moment the best way to succeed is to buy new construction ground up co-living rent by the room model, in which I will go over in a few minutes real quick our co-living market, new construction, rent by the room, one bedroom, one bath, which is a non-existent in the entire co-living rental marketplace nationwide. All right. So again, this is a turnkey, hands-off. People can buy this anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and our investors from California, from Canada, from overseas are buying these co-living new construction properties. I'll be real quick, okay, because this is the best practice to buy new construction, okay? And then I'm going to quickly pivot to the main presentation. I'm going to show you why most real estate investors who are trying to enter this fast-growing real estate asset class, co-living rent by the room model, they making a huge mistake. Why? Because I don't know. Because they they couldn't find me. Okay, what we do anyway. Shameless plug. But our properties, as you can see, we have different models. Uh, I'm gonna go do it real quick so you can pause the screenshot when you replay the video. By all means, do so. These numbers are absolutely amazing. We have 320K, 20 to 25% down payment, and net cash flow almost $2,000. I mean, this cap rate is simply out amazing. Something I've been doing real estate investing for more than 2 decades, 3 decades, and I've never seen anything any other real estate asset class come even close to co-living, rent by the room model nationwide. This is absolutely amazing. Yeah, so this is the numbers of this is a single family home that we are promoting, and then the other investment model that we're promoting, I'll share that with you momentarily, are the duplex, 14 bedroom, 14 private bath, only 600 to 650K, 20 to 25% down payment, 7% interest rate mortgage, or even lower. We have some buyer buy down loan rate incentive as well with some of our teams. Monthly net cash flow, 25% down payment, $5,000 on this duplex 600K. And again, you can feel free to pause the screenshot to review this amazing performance. By the way, a disclaimer, right? This is just an illustration. I'm not giving any kind of advice. You have to go through your financial advisory team to determine what's good for you in terms of your goals and objectives and your risk tolerance. All right, so this is a duplex that we have. And then in Houston, we have the 10 bedroom, 10 bath new construction. All of these properties are to be built, right? You work with us, we built those houses for you in our lots in various locations. Our Houston model 1010. You look at the rent, yeah, $1,000 rent per month per room, typically, and the numbers really make sense. Look at the net cash flow monthly with financing. It's amazing. Tampa, 8 bedroom, 8 bath, 600K, 25% down payment, net cash flow at least $2,000. We have upcoming quad, which is fourplex in Jacksonville. No, it's not 1616, it's 2020, 20 rooms, private rooms, and 20 bathrooms, 1-to-1 ratio, which is iconic. All right, that's all I want to share with you on our marketplace that we are promoting. But let's go through the crust of this presentation, which is what most real estate investors that are entering this asset class, co-living, rent by the room, whether you are a rookie investor, whether you are experienced investor, both of you guys category of investors can potentially make some huge mistake from the get-go, and you can have a really, really bad experience. And I don't want you to go through that. But then again, My channel is not broad enough to capture the sufficient people watching. So a lot of people, they will initially make some mistakes. And what I mean by mistakes you're gonna make, because you're gonna enter the wrong market. So you have to be careful. You have to be, that's number one mistake you're gonna make. If you live in a certain area, if you physically live in a certain area of the country, whether you own a primary home or not in your location, you have to think outside the box. You simply cannot say, "Oh, I must buy a co-living property, yeah, in close to where I live." You can't do that, okay? Unless you live in an area that is the best for co-living properties, right? Which is, uh, I let the cat out of the bag in Florida. In certain areas of Florida, if you physically live in Florida, Jacksonville, Central Texas, Ocala area, Orlando, or Tampa, and also Houston, Texas. Uh, uh, in these areas, you can buy new construction properties, co-living properties in your own backyard. Otherwise, if you live in the Midwest, if you live in the Northeast, if you live in the Western region of the U.S., or in other part of the country, co-living real estate asset class are not the best type of investment, the return. Okay. Look, I've been doing this for a long time. Okay. I've been doing long distance, turnkey, cash flow, new construction, traditional long-term renting for a long, long time over the years. And I have thousands of investors that are following my guidance, my path, everything. If you so let me go through the PassSplit. PassSplit have done a very good job of PassSplit. You may not know this is a PassSplit website, by the way. They are a marketing technology platform. If platform accept your property, your co-living property, you have to comply with a lot of procedures. I'm not gonna get into that, but then you can promote your rooms inside the PassSplit platform, and they will spend their marketing dollars, millions of marketing dollars, to use all the marketing sites, all the popular marketing websites to promote your property in a specific location. So their algorithm, the AI-based technology platform, they do the sales, they do the collection, they do the marketing, they pre-screen all the workforce tenant, the work, the blue collar, people that cannot afford a one bedroom, one bath, house home affordability in the U.S. At an all-time historical low. There's a tremendous, tremendous demand of rent by the room model. Tremendous demand across the country, but not every area are the same. Clearly, they're not. All right. So okay. All right. So here's the PassSplit platform. So the and most of the PassSplit properties are promoted in Florida. As you can see, right, many markets. The blue dot means these are core markets. There are a lot of case experience of actual performances of how co-living properties. They are promoted by platform, and I show you the metrics momentarily. And emerging markets, the gray market, they are these these markets, these cities, these metros. They want to get in. They want to get into co-living real estate asset class. But look, uh, okay, the headquarters, the PassSplit started in 2018 in Atlanta, Georgia. So obviously they have a very good experience in Atlanta, Georgia. As you can see, let me click on the algorithm. Okay, not here. Uh, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia, because the headquarters started there by Articles LeBlanc, the founder of PassSplit, 2018 until now. Look, they have 10,251 active units operating in Atlanta, Georgia. The more co-living operating units in the entire country, right? And here are the metrics, okay? High level. The metrics are, they collect rent by the week. 176 on a shared bathroom, 267 average per week with a private bathroom. Occupancy rate, 83% average occupancy, okay, across the board. There are always exceptions, right? And then uh, 10 days to first booking, typically 43 days for 80% occupancy. Some good co-living units can be occupied 95% or even 100% occupancy. For example, our new construction ground up co-living properties, one bedroom, one bath ratio have a very high occupancy and very, very low, I mean, like 90 to 95, even 100%, based on our past experience. But anyway, so it's just show you some metrics. So that's the number one market. Okay, so it's Atlanta, Georgia, because that's where they started from. So the other top markets in which we have our co-living new construction available are in Jacksonville. We have some good, so Jacksonville among the top five co-living housing markets in terms of track record activities, the whole nine yards, right? 2390 active units in Jacksonville. And this numbers continue to increase because there's more and more markets in the country coming on board, and PassFit is using their strong marketing engine to support uh, co-living models. So if you own a property that PassFit, you don't have to use PassFit, but it behooves you to use PassFit because they know how to find the tenants for you, right? Pretty fairly easily, I mean, to say the least. But you can always self market, which is not easy. I mean, if you're really, really good, yeah, you can find your own workforce tenants, but not at the beginning. Okay, and also we prefer a professional co-living property management. That's within our uh, model. Okay, but you could also self-manage. You could also self-manage your co-living properties. You can self-market your co-living properties. But look, we pay past split, the first 10 days of the month of the initial uh, uh, getting the member for you. All right. And then after that, past split will collect 8% of the gross rent from your unit for ongoing rent collection, rent distribution through online. They have a very, very highly sophisticated technology platform to get the tenant for you, collect the rent on your behalf. And then if you have a co-living property management in your property, your co-living property management, get the rent from past split, and the co-living property management get their whatever, 8%, another 8% of the gross rent. Then they distribute the uh, the net the net uh, revenue into your account. All right, then you do whatever with it. Then you pay your mortgages, then you pay your expenses, whatever. Then hopefully you have a good monthly cash flow on this co-living. All right, so that's the whole idea. So let me get back to the to a past split. So Jacksonville, yeah, is a good area because it's already proof of concept has already been created. So it's okay though to get into a market that past split have a good experience with this system. Now, if you and I can't believe, you know, of course, throughout Florida, right? As you can see, Florida is, in terms of a state, there are more co-living opportunities in Florida than any of the other 49 states. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because of the local market condition, because the local jurisdiction, wherever the property are located, Jacksonville, for example, and a few other areas, they're open. They like co-living. They have no problem with accepting 10 strangers, sharing a house. Okay. Okay. I'm just sharing that with you. I don't want to get into detail. The other areas that we also are doing new construction are in Texas. So Florida and Texas clearly have the best type of co-living success blueprint, if you will, because the numbers make sense. The purchase price, the sweet spot of purchase price versus the rent versus the expenses, and all those algorithms and everything else create the return that you as an investor, host, operator, are attractive to you, right? So again, you have to look at all the metrics. And so if if you have a limited mindset, if you're not open to ideas, let's say it's sad to me that, I mean, doing a co-living property in California. By the way, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area for the past 30 years. I have never bought a rental property in my neck of the woods, in my own backyard, if you will, because the numbers does not make sense. You cannot cash flow because the rent to value ratio is there's a disconnect, right? The numbers does not make sense. That's why I go out of state to invest in Florida and Texas and a few other Sunbelt states in South and Southeast. But anyway, and even when I watch other people past split, they're willing to go into California. Are you out of your mind? You try to be successful if you live in San Francisco Bay Area or Los Angeles. Look at there's a reason why the returns are extremely low and very, very risky to create a co-living model business in a high cost area. Look at Los Angeles, a huge metro of 10 million people. There are only 198 active units. Think about this. Look at the numbers. This is not rocket science. Even look at the median price of Los Angeles, Orange County, or San Diego, San Francisco, for that matter. The median price of home, or single family home, 1,500 square foot, is about $1 million. But the rent, it just doesn't make sense. There's a limitation on a rent, like on a private bathroom, which is very rare for any co-living units except the one we're promoting, new construction. Is 390 per week, which let's say 400 per week times four, 1,600 maximum, highest amount per room on a private bathroom. On a shared bathroom in LA, 300 per week, three times four, 12, only $1,200 for a shared bathroom on a typical high cost area in California. I mean, unless you are converting your home to co-living house, if you have no mortgage, if you have no debts on that home, you just pay your taxes, insurance, and property management fee and all that. Yeah, you could make co-living work because if you can collect 1,200 or 1,500, if you'll be able to expand your traditional single family home into 10 bedrooms, yeah, you make cash flow, right? You make cash flow, and even then, it's gonna be very difficult because of California. You know how restrict, is a tenant friendly state. That's the one red flag, and zoning issues. It's very hard to do a new construction, if impossible, really. And the cost, and if you have a mortgage, if you own a $750,000 house or a $1 million house, average cookie cutter house, and you want to convert it into a co-living house in California, in New York City, or in Seattle, Washington, in this high cost area in the US, in Northeast also, run the numbers. If you own a mortgage, if your $800,000 single family home, you want to convert it from a 3 bedroom, 2 bath into like a 7 bedroom, 3 bath, or 9 bedroom, 3 bath. Yeah, if you have a relatively high mortgage, and high taxes, insurance, and everything else. You cannot cash flow. I don't care how many rooms you could. The rooms are maxed out. You can't really collect more than 13 to 1500 in this high cost area. Do the numbers. It does not make sense. And yet, I still see people living in high cost area, California, Chicago, Seattle, Washington, New York City, New Jersey, high cost areas. They insist on trying to create a co-living business in their high cost area. That is stupid. You're gonna go bankrupt doing that. So you have to think outside the box, invest out of state in a co-living. Okay, in our areas, right? We have investors from all over the country, all over the world, really, are coming into our new construction co-living properties that I just shared with you. Houston, Texas, and Tampa, Jacksonville, Central Florida, and Orlando, and more new construction co-living coming up. So we are the only new construction investment model co-living company network in the country among 35,000 housing units, co-living units. All right. So, so I'm telling you, you could make some mistakes. The mistakes gonna kill you. All right. So that's why there's so few of these units located in the high cost area. Look at San Diego. Okay, 20 active unit in San Diego. So past split for the past 6, 7, 8 years, uh, you know, does not have a heavy concentration of co-living units in these areas because, you know, it just doesn't make sense, right? Yes. So can you still try to force it? Can you still try to convert your traditional house into a co-living, expand it, do some renovation, this and that, in from a 3:2 to a 6:4 or 8:2, ratio bedroom. Yes, you could, but it's very hard, right? To find the right property, to find the right location, to have a co-living property that are close to a hub, a work hub. How you can, the workforce tenant. I mean, can you attract the workforce tenant in your neighborhood, in the house that you want to promote as a co-living? I mean, do you have you have easy access public transportation? Because a lot of these workforce tenants, they don't even have a car. So there are so many issues. Okay, let me share with you the other areas in the country where past split are promoting and not promoting, right? Any of the high cost area, you go to Seattle, Washington, same thing. There are not too many co-living. Yeah, they showing like, emerging market, the, Passbit are somewhat suggesting, hey, if you want to create your own co-living portfolio in these obscure areas, they'll theoretically support you, but they don't have the marketing algorithm to to find you the tenant. So that's huge risk. Look at Seattle. Seattle have only 93 units active, right? And the price per week is not that great relative to the high cost of entry. So did I mean, am I very clear? Yeah, technically speaking, theoretically speaking, no, you have a lot of places that are entrenched in terms of a active co-living unit. There are like 35,000 co-living units exist in the entire country, 40, 50 housing markets and continuing to increase. So these are the success areas. This blue dot has proof of concept. Co-living operators has been very fairly successful, okay, in a lot of these existing core co-living markets. This emerging market, these other dots, I'm very skeptical. If you were to live in this area and you want to create your own co-living ecosystem in this emerging area, I warn you not to don't do it. It's just 8 years into co-living, if past split or have very little activity in some of these areas, that means uh, you are at the mercy of trying to become successful. Okay, so yep, Florida and Texas entry-level homes is the numbers just make sense, right? You have to look at the rent to value ratio, the entry-level pricing. Oh, furthermore, let me share with you another. So, am I very clear? I mean, did I express my feelings very clear? But if so, another thing that you need to be cognizant of. Let me share you something else, which is very critical. Um, okay, I'm going to open up and you can sign into Passport and create your own account, which I did, right? Uh, so okay, cool. Now, so browse home. Do you know a lot of operators throughout the country? These Passport are promoting co-living housing units, but the investors, owners, they are using Passport to try to sell their co-living houses. These are some of their co-living houses for sale in various markets in the country. Now, I don't need to go into any more details. I want to be honest with you, okay? I know what I'm doing, okay? I have a very good experience in co-living, the whole 9 yards, okay? I'm coaching, helping hundreds of investors to become successful, especially doing new construction. I don't like renovations. Uh, I put I did other videos on renovated, you convert a 2,000 square foot regular house into a co-living house, add 3 or 4 bedrooms. You do the renovation, you find a property, your existing property you might have or new property you want to buy. You buy in your marketplace, go through the multiple listing service, trying to find a good deal. And then once you put 25% down payment to buy this discounted deal, whatever, then you go through the renovation, the maintenance, and all that stuff. This whole scenario is just mind-boggling difficult. Okay, the renovation budget itself could be very costly. You have to find the right contractor, the right construction workers to renovate your house and the whole 9 yards. You have to worry about the code, the local zoning, the any kind of restrictions you have in whatever market, But now the question is, I don't know how many of these co-living properties are being promoted by investors try to sell their co-living houses in the split platform. But suffice to say, okay, let me see. And I don't really care what location. I could really dig deep to it, but uh, I don't need to go any further. I just look at the picture and look at the price and look at the bedroom to bathroom ratio. Right off the bat, I could see some huge red flags. Okay. Again, our investment model is, we have a seven new construction, 7 bedroom, 7 bath, 320K in Jacksonville. Our duplex is 600K, 14 bedroom, 14 bath in Jacksonville and Tampa, Houston, right? Same kind of a model. But uh, these other older, renovated, converted homes into Plasbed. Now, I just wonder if you run your business correctly, if you run your co-living business correctly, you're earning a good return, like theoretically you could. Why are these investors trying to sell these co-living homes? I don't know why until I dig deeper, until I talk to these people, whatever. But from the high level, I look at some of these listings. Personally, I would not want to buy them. There's something's really wrong. Yeah, I know you could always, contact the seller. Why are they selling, whatever. I mean, I get it. You do your research, you do your due diligence, whatever it takes, you do your underwriting, you find a good deal, try to buy at a discount. But When I see this price point, let me give you an example. 180K. Okay, look at this one. Four bedroom, two bath. This is not an ideal bedroom. You need like 6 to 8 bedroom and at least three bath in order to have any decent amount of cash flow. This is not a con is this really a co-living property right here? Four bedroom, two bath? No. 180K, too cheap. Not a good area. Look at I could pick any one of these. Personally, I wouldn't buy any of this property. I don't care what kind of deals. Older homes, renovated ones, not in a good location, not meeting the zoning or local jurisdiction requirement in terms of co-living standards or whatever within the area. I know every market is a little bit different, but let me give you another example. Even this seems on paper the number seems decent for 45K. It all depends on if you put 25% down payment, you buy this, you can have a mortgage, you can have taxes, insurance, maintenance, utility, vacancy, and all that. But you buy an 8 bedroom, four bath, so you have like two members, tenant sharing one bathroom kind of scenario, 8:4 ratio. Okay, not good. Look at this. 8 bedroom, two bath, like you have four te member tenants sharing one bathroom, 8:2. 223 is kind of cheap. So this area must be like a D class area, like a rough neighborhood. No, not me, not me. Let me see what else comes to mind. This property is cheap, must be a very, really bad neighborhood. 8 bedroom, two bath. On paper looks decent, four people sharing one bathroom. Yikes. No, not my business model to say the least. If this is even worse, 8 bedroom, one and a half bath. Come on. You have so many people sharing a bathroom, you're going to create a lot of friction, a lot of bad customer tenant experience. People are going to leave, okay? And you could have a high turnover, you can have a high vacancy, you could have an undesirable lack of quality tenant that could occupy something like this. Right? I can go on and on. Uh, yeah, let me see what else. Let me pick on some other listings here. Cheap properties. I don't know the D class neighborhood. I don't know what area. Could be in Georgia. Well, over here it's Jacksonville. 165K house in Jacksonville, Florida. 10 bedroom, two bath. You got like five people sharing a bathroom for 165K. I bet you the house is not constructed properly. Okay, something's wrong with the configuration of inside the house. For this house to be this cheap, 165K, what 100 years old, you still need more renovation after even after you buy it. It's too cheap for my liking, right? This is a F class neighborhood, D to F class neighborhood, right? So this I know there's more to it. The sweet spot for single family home, even a renovated one conversion of a traditional house is something like this, right? I mean, 350K, 6 bedroom. I prefer deconstruction. As you know by now, this is my model, 6 bedroom, six bath, 7 bedrooms. But this is 6 bedroom, two bath, four tenants sharing one bathroom. That's not, that's brain damage. That's a lot of issues, right? I mean, if you want to become a landlord, a co-living operator, I mean, you can't deal with this kind of stress. You want, to me, no, do I need to go any further? You get the idea, right? I mean, why would this co-living operators or listing, if you run a good co-living business, you would not be selling these kind of properties because you'd be earning a very high cash flow, two or three times higher than a traditional rental, long-term rental, right? So there's something's really wrong with this kind of property. So for them to, for these people to try to sell this kind of property, there's something wrong. So look, okay, do I need to say any more? So don't, you need to, wow, you need to buy in a good area in Florida, Texas, near construction, 1 bedroom, one bath ratio in a good location. You need to have like uh, good construction, good area, you need to have a 50%, not in the HOA, close to warehouse centers, close to retail stores, close to colleges and universities and hospitals, within a few miles, close to public transportation, within walking distance, uh, uh, and all that. You have to meet a lot of stringent requirement, and a lot of co-host operators or people try to enter this asset class. They don't know what they're doing. So anyway, all right. So that's all I have to say right now. And I know I'm being a little bit vague, but check out my information. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also put your email into my website below you, so you could become a free member of our real estate organization, so you can learn more about but the best way how to run a real business, albeit part-time, right? Because we have co-living property managers and Paspit who's doing all the marketing for you. You can become a hands-off investor regardless of where you live in the country, and you can scale the portfolio, based on your how much money you have to buy this kind of property. It's not cheap, right? I mean, but yeah, I think that's all. So we can reach out to me. We can do a consultation real short. You can contact me. My information is below. So, number one is co-living. If you do it right, if you buy in the right location, if you surround yourself with the right team, we have done everything for you. Everything's vetted. Okay, you don't have to waste time to do your own research, to hire some kind of a co-living guru out there that can show you how to find the property, how to make a deal, how to do burst strategy, find and renovate the property, and go through all the renovation, hundreds of thousands of dollars of renovation, and this and that. I mean, spend months and months and months to try to do all that, and where we have turnkey 100% ready to go, built for you. We have done all the research, all due diligence, and our returns are astronomical. Compare our new construction returns that we have within our model, much higher than the so-called successful operators out there who are doing mostly renovated co-living properties. Okay, so that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to learn more about the right way to do co-living business, and to become successful, to run it like a business, be it part-time. You don't need a second job. In whether you own one or five of these co-living properties, you can still do it passively, 99% passive. Let the pass bit and our co-living property manager do all the dirty work for you while you have free up time, you have time freedom to do the things that are important to you. And then you can, because of passive income, the cash flow is so high, you can achieve much earlier retirement with two or three co-living properties. You can achieve your definition of financial freedom, whatever that may be. And instead of buying, 50 doors, 100 doors, and all this social media of people promoting, oh, look how many doors I have, 1,000 doors. Really? There's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of misleading information out there in the YouTube world, in the social media world. Okay, thank you so much. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.